How do I actually send the Bitcoin?
Sending Bitcoin is quite easy. So what you do is depending on the wallet type you have, whether it be on your phone or it be on a hardware device, you're going to want to log in or open up the interface. And then you take an address and where you want to send the Bitcoin, you paste that address into the interface, and then you press send, and there's a fee associated with moving Bitcoin on chain. And then you select how much you want to send, how much fee you want to pay. The fee determines how fast it goes. And then you press send. It's quite easy, and it on the Bitcoin blockchain, it moves pretty quickly. So depending on what you're trying to buy, it could be a few minutes to a couple minutes.
How do I spend Bitcoin?
You can spend Bitcoin in tens of thousands of online and in-person stores all across the world. So online, it's pretty simple. You would take your dedicated hardware device or your app on your phone or on your computer, and you copy paste the address in. They will create an invoice for you. So you go through the typical cart purchase and you go put items in your cart. And at the end, it'll be like, do you want to pay with Bitcoin? And then you take that address, copy paste it in, and press send. Super simple. In person, it's a very similar way to spend Bitcoin. In person, they'll give you a QR code. You scan that QR code, and then you press OK in your wallet app, and you send it. You can do it more complicated ways with your dedicated hardware device, but in-person transactions are usually best done with like a phone. It's very similar to your existing payment experience, like with a credit card or Apple Pay.
What is the Lightning Network?
So once you've bought some Bitcoin and you've moved it to your own wallet, there's something you can interact with on the Bitcoin protocol called Lightning. Lightning allows you to move your Bitcoin in a cheaper and faster way than normal. So you can kind of think about it as two different types of railways. Bitcoin on layer 1 allows you to move Bitcoin directly on the Bitcoin network. Layer 2 is like another railway that operates a little bit differently, and that's what Lightning is. With Lightning, it allows you to make payments that are instantaneous and with much lower fees than on the other railway or the Bitcoin layer 1. This is important as you become a Bitcoiner over time and you want to transact more often. It'll save you money on fees and be much more seamless in person for in-person transactions.
What is a Bitcoin node?
So I'm going to dive into some really technical topics here. Don't want to freak you out, but you're going to need to understand this. This is definitely a little bit more of the advanced mode, but something that a good Bitcoiner should go do because you're going to want to have full sovereignty over your money and your ability to connect to the Bitcoin network. A full node is basically software that you run that allows you to directly connect to the Bitcoin network. So when you have a wallet, that wallet can either go through another company's servers to send a transaction, and then they sit that transaction out on the Bitcoin blockchain, or with a node, you connect directly. Connecting directly to the Bitcoin blockchain increases your privacy and increases your ability to access the Bitcoin network. While your coins are safe on a hardware device or in a wallet, they may not be able to access the network directly. With a full node, it allows you to access Bitcoin directly. It's pretty easy to set up. You go download it on your desktop computer or on a dedicated hardware device. There are dedicated hardware nodes. It's a pretty big file size, so you probably don't want to store this on a mobile phone. But with that, you increase your privacy and you increase your ability to, you have the ability to directly connect to the Bitcoin network. So it's the ultimate expression of being a Bitcoiner because you require no other third parties, no other trusted folks in order to connect to Bitcoin and send and receive it directly.
What are some of the most common scams and how do I avoid them?
That's a great question. The crypto industry is full of scams and there's a lot of ways you can lose money. First and foremost, use exchanges that are reputable. Don't use an exchange that has, if you Google it, there's not a lot of information about it. You're going to want to use exchanges that everyone else uses. Simply put, if you wire your money there or you send your money there to go buy Bitcoin, and you want them to control the fiat currency in a respectable, non-fraudulent way. When you move your Bitcoin on chain, you're going to want to make sure you don't send it to any sort of service or provider that isn't reputable. So for example, don't buy a hardware wallet that isn't well known. There could be an exploit or unknown flaw. Also, don't send your Bitcoin to investment schemes. If someone claims they can double your money in 2 days, they're not going to be able to do that. That's definitely a scam. If a famous person messages you and asks for Bitcoin, that they're not your friend, that's an imposter account. There's a lot of these versions where if you ever think that something might be suspicious, take a deep breath and think about it. There's also, for example, SMS schemes where you might get a SMS message that says, hey, your wallet account is being hacked. We need you to access it right now. Just know when you've stored it in a hardware wallet, which is the safest place to store it, it is extremely safe and that you do not need to worry about these things. So when you receive these messages, they're trying to get you to access the device. When this happens, take a deep breath, calm and collected, call your more technical buddy or go research online before you do anything drastic. The worst thing you can do is behave with a lot of emotion, go out and make a rash decision. Another thing is not entering your backup, your 12 to 24 words. Never enter those on any other computer, any other device, unless it's a dedicated hardware device that is well known. So for example, if you receive a text or you receive an email that says, hey, you need to log into your Ledger or Trezor or your wallet button, you need to enter these words, that's a scam. They're trying to get you to use your backup and give them your backup, which would give them full access to your coins. So do not put those 12 to 24 words in anywhere unless it's on a dedicated hardware device or it's in a very reputable application that is a very popular wallet.